Royal historian Kate Williams joining us from central London. And Kate, when you look at this visit, how significant do you think this is historically?
This is a very significant visit. It's very meaningful. Germany is always very important to Her Majesty. In fact, the Queen's last state visit was to Germany in 2015. So this visit to Poland and Germany is a very important one. It's very Germany is a very important part of the royal family's visit schedule. The Queen visited West Germany first, then full united Germany. But also, just as Rhiannon was saying, this is very significant because it conducted during these very, very serious times of Brexit negotiations. They're going on today, as your political correspondent Faisal Islam was just talking about earlier. They are going on at present, and these Brexit negotiations are very much contingent on our relationship with Germany, and they are definitely seen as our Brexit ambassadors, that yes, we are leaving the Union, we are changing our relationship with the Union, but there are huge amounts of, as Rhiannon was saying, 900,000 Polish people living in the UK, many Germans as well. Our relationship with Germany is a very, very long-standing one. Of course, the Queen's grandmother, Queen Mary, her great-grandmother, these are ladies of German extraction, and Prince Philip as well has very strong relationship with Germany. This is really showing how these young royals can be the ambassadors. They have been on royal tours before. We saw very touching pictures of George and Charlotte in Canada. We saw William and Kate in India. But this is really showing that the royals can go to important parts of Europe. They went to France just recently. That the royals can go to important parts of Europe and really take over the Queen's mantle. The Queen is no longer doing overseas foreign trips, even to Europe. And this is something that the younger royals are standing in for her and doing incredibly successfully. They are, the diplomatic service, the foreign service, sees a visit from William and Kate as a very significant, very meaningful way of creating partnerships and soft power friendships.
Yeah, Kate, we've moved a long way, haven't we, from that situation half a dozen years or so ago when it was really just the Queen, it was Charles, it was William. We've gone back to the royal family, haven't we? It's you know, yes, Kate's in there, Harry's in there, the George and Charlotte were looking at fantastic pictures as they reluctantly got off the plane in Warsaw. It's a family affair now.
It is a family affair, and there's no getting away from it. The world coverage of a royal visit is much greater if the small little people, if George and Charlotte are there. Yes, there's huge amounts of coverage of William and Kate if they simply go alone, as they did to France. But if they take the little ones with them, there's going to be double the amount of coverage, much more media attention, because they are the next generation. But we do have to remember that Prince George is starting school very soon, be starting school in September. So it may be that we're seeing him now, but we might not see too much of him outside of the school holiday period, because it wouldn't really, in the environment in Britain at the moment where taking your child out of school is a hot potato, the royals probably can't possibly do it. But certainly we've got this big movement from once upon a time it was the Queen. She's been around the world 42 times if you add up her schedule. She's the most travelled monarch in history. Her schedule is amazing. She stepped back just after the Diamond Jubilee in her last visit, as I was saying, it was to Germany in 2015, and now the younger royals are taking over that mantle, and it's shaking hands, it's smiling, it's watching performances, but it's also very significant diplomatic engagement. They are today, of course, meeting the Prime Minister and his wife, Mr. Duda and his wife, and they also are engaging in very serious visits. Tomorrow, the royal couple will be going to a concentration camp and meeting 5 of the survivors. This is serious discussion of serious history, and this really shows the weight of serious expectation on William, on Kate, our future King and Queen.
Kate Williams, thanks very much. I'm wondering if George will be, when he goes to school, will be taught to stand still.
Those pictures,
and not fidgets.
Well, those pictures of him havering at the door of the plane will be in a lot of the newspapers tomorrow, won't they? That's for sure.
They are, though, incredibly cute. Great pictures.